Shalom to my brothers and sisters who are the bride of the Messiah, and shalom, shalom to the scattered Hebrew Israelites. For you are the bride of Yahuwah, and Yahuwah is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Just want to come up here and go over some things with the 13th new moon, because I know when the month of Aviv starts. So I just want to make sure that this video get out in a timely manner. So those who are looking for the answers, you will have them. But first thing first, the title of this video is Joy Morgan, Brother Howshua, Overlooked Error, 13th New Moon. So let's start with our sister Joy Morgan. Many of us are wondering what has happened to this sister. So on the channel, there's a video that pertains to her. But I want you to go to the video description box and read all the news articles that I have came across from other brothers sharing about those articles. Because there's some serious facts in those articles that makes me very concerned about this sister. One of the things is the vehicle of the accuser is missing, and her body has not been found. And anybody who are in law enforcement or who have watched, we all have seen those sitcoms, even those real detective television shows. We know that the longer a person is not found, we know the risk that comes with that. So this is why we are so concerned about Sister Joy. And as far as her GoFundMe, I have reached out to sources and I have confirmed that it is not a fraud. Someone have reported that account to be a fraud, but it's not, my brothers and sisters. That money will go to the family to help them with whatever expenses they may have that pertain to Joy. That just really showed me how evil people can be when our sister is missing and her family is mourning over her, grieving over her, and to do something as evil as that. However, good will prevail in this matter from my sources, and the family will get the money. So if they have not reached their goal yet, for those who are able to contribute. For those who are not, you can contribute in other ways. Don't always have to be in form of money. Reach out to Joy family. Those who know anything that can help this case, please speak out. Okay, please get in touch with those authorities, because for those who live by Torah, for those who live by the word of Yahuwah, for those who live by the new covenant that was established by the Messiah, we must be what? True witnesses. We must speak up when we see evil. We must stand up for those who are not able to stand up. Read Torah. You can see the instruction that the Father gave to the judges. You know how you should look out for the poor, for the widow, for the fatherless. Okay? So let us do our part, my brothers and sisters, with Sister Joy. Okay? Now for the next matter. The part that's dealing with Brother Howshua overlooked error. He has done it again. He just sighted the moon on March the 8th, which is today, Thursday. Not Thursday, Friday, on the heathen's calendar, which we know is Satan's calendar. And we'll talk about that in this new report. And the days that he counted, he got 30, but it cannot be 30 based on his last sighting of the moon, according to his records. Now for the 13th month. Yes, my brothers and sisters, we are in the 13th month. And excuse me because I got to make this brief announcement. Please check the video description box for Joe Morgan GoFundMe. Also, please check for Yahuwah prophetic message because it does pertain to his calendar as well. Because it happened again. The other countries of this world saw the moon before Israel. The other countries of this world saw the moon before Brother Howshua. Okay? That is a sign unto you, Hebrew Israelites, on who you are. So please read your prophetic message to get an understanding why these things are happening. You can also read it in his prophet writings, such as Enoch. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty gritty. First thing first, we got to close out the 12th month. So in the 12th month, I got a total of 30 days. Far as the moon quarter, you can look at that number, but in another video, we will go over the tallies for the year of 2018 to 2019 because I want to make sure every number is correct, where you can see how it pertains to what Enoch wrote in his first and second book that pertains to the lights in the firmament and the heavens, and you can also see how it pertains to the book of Jubilees. Okay, so take this time now to pause your screen to get that number for the moon. For the days of the sun, I counted 30 days for the 12th sun. Okay, so we'll go over in another video of the exact timing of the sun, but so far the grand total of the sun that I have thus far is 365. All right, let's see my mouse down here. So for the 12th month, you will see Israel having 30 days for their month. That's for the 12th moon. Brother Howshua will have 29 days for his 12th month, even though his pictures say otherwise. And the Most High calendar will have 30 days. Okay? Let us scroll up and you can see why I have these numbers. So in the 12th moon, what happened was the rest of the world saw the new moon sighting on February the 5th at sundown. However, Israel did not see it, so they count day 2 of the moon in the 12th month as their first day. So they are days short, okay, in this calendar. Then on day 3, Brother Howshua sighted the moon on day 3 of the moon. So he counted day 3 as his first day. Take this time now. I'm going to bring this in closer so you can see for your records. I'm going to try to let this focus some. Let me see, can I unplug the phone because the cord is getting in the way. Because I really want you to see this. Now you will have access to the Most High prophetic, to the Most High calendar, and I ask you to come back to the calendar because I am working on it still. But I put up the most important information for you to have that pertains to the 13th month, so people will know when to keep Shabbat and when the 13th month started. Okay, so let's go to the top. So keeping that in mind, in the 12th month or the 12th moon, Israel started their calendar on day 2. Brother Howshua started his calendar month on day 3. So when we get to the 13th moon, give it a while because my computer done froze up a little bit, you will see why he should have 29 and not 30. Okay, but we're going to start from the top. We'll have to give this a while. While this is pulling up, here we go. Finally. You know how computers are. They have a mind of their own. I want to start this from the top because then you can understand why we are adding a 13th month, okay, to the year of 2018 to 2019. And once it gets there, I can show it to you. However, I have it on paper. We're going to keep going. So on paper, I've been keeping record on the Most High calendar. So in the year of 2015 to 2016, that is when we added a 13th month. Even in that year, Brother Howshua also added a 13th month. According to the records I have so far, I have that as being the 8th cycle of the 358 that Equinox is talking about. And the moon was in its 6th fold of the 7-fold course in 19 years. You will find more of that information listed in 2nd Enoch. Okay, the heavens does produce an extra moon for those who observe the heavens and keep a record. Okay, and it does this 7 times in 19 years. All right, so this is one of the reasons how I know a 13th month should be added in the year of 2018 to 2019, because the 358 cycle is going to start all over again. So it's going to be a 3-year difference from number 8 to number 3. So you add 3 to 15, you get 2018 to 2019. Okay? All right, still wait for this computer to act right, but we're not going to let nothing stop us. Let's see here. There we go. So when you click on the link, what you're going to see is, I'm going to try to get this bright light off. It's the 13th month, okay? And it's a lot of good information in that box. It gives you the scriptures, the precepts to understand why his calendar looked different from the Gregorian calendar, and why the heavens tells you when his Sabbath day is. And the calendar must consist of the sun, the moon, and Mazzaroth, my brothers and sisters. Anyone who's teaching you the Most High calendar must keep a record of all 3 lights. Do not be deceived. Start back to the beginning of the book. And I have to stress this. The 7 days or the 6 days of creation, you cannot look at it from man's point of view. For those who come in the whole volume book, we learn that creation was done in 6,000 years, not in 6 days and 24 hours. For his words say that time to the Most High is like 1,000 years, which make a day unto him. Another mission that many do not understand. Okay, now it also will give you the count to Shemitah and to Jubilee. So we are in, we have completed 3 years for the Shemitah and also for the Jubilee. Okay, we are still in season 4, and there are no harvest feasts or no solemn feasts that we celebrate in the 13th month. Okay, and I'm going to pause here what we just talked about earlier so you know what cycle. Okay, so now we are in, this got to be upgraded now. We now are in the 3rd cycle and in the 7th fold of the moon. Okay, we are in the 3rd cycle and in the 7th fold of the moon. Okay. Okay, so let us go up. Also, when you study about the Most High Sabbath, you will learn that the days of the sun and the days of the moon must fall on the correct Sabbath day. Again, the Gregorian calendar is Satan's calendar, which is also known as the 4th beast calendar that Daniel talked about in chapter 7. And it will never give you the correct days because it does not follow the circuits of the heavens. When you study the heathen's record, they even admit this. So you cannot use that calendar. It won't help. Okay? Let us continue. And for those who are new or watching this video, because I know you heard a lot of different things about those who keep the Sabbath according to the heavens, there's an error that the heathens made on the Gregorian calendar in the year of 1582. It is simple math right before your eyes. That is the concrete proof that cannot be disputed, that it would not give you the Most High Sabbath day. But let us continue. If you want more information, there are videos on the channel and resources that you can check out for yourself. And when in doubt, seek Yahuwah, for his spirit will teach you all things. Okay, now we are in Adar 2, which is the 13th month. And in this month, we will see the sun is starting its circuit all over again with its first month. Okay? For those who are keeping the Sabbath according to the heavens, for us, because it's on the heathens' calendar and the heathens don't follow the circuits of the heavens, it seemed like Yahuwah's Sabbath day rotates, but it doesn't. The heathens got it wrong. That's why it rotates on their calendar. Okay? So for us, we would keep the Shabbat from Thursday at sundown to Friday at sundown. And there's some scriptures you can read about the new moon offerings, because you will understand that the new moon day offerings are never offered on the seventh day. They are two separate days. In other words, the new moon will never occur on the Sabbath day. And the Sabbath day I'm talking about is the seventh day of Yahuwah. Okay? Now let's look at the date. You go to renewmoon.com, and I'm going to see if another brother has cited it. So when you have a chance, next week, come back to the video description box to look at other sightings as well. But so far, the other countries in this world has seen the new moon before Israel. So they saw it on March the 7th at sundown. Okay? So the first day of the moon was from March the 7th at sundown to March the 8th at sundown on the heathens' calendar. Notice how the Most High calendar is totally different from the heathens. The Father calendar began from what? From sundown to sundown. But the heathens' calendar day begins from what? From midnight to midnight. Big difference. Now, the new moon occur on the sun's 12th month and 17th day. Okay? I'll say that again. The new moon occur on the sun's 12th month and 17th day. However, Israel did not see the moon on the same day as the rest of the world. And if you read Yahuwah's prophetic message and Enoch's prophetic writings, you will understand why. So they just started the moon, okay, on day 2. So for them, they're going to count it as day 1 for themselves. Also, Brother Howshua sighted the moon also on day 2 of the moon, which falls on the heathen's date, which is March the 8th at sundown to March the 9th at sundown. Far as the day of the sun, it fell on the 18th day of the sun in its 12th month. Okay? Now, let's look at another date that falls in the first week of the moon. We have the moon increasing in light to 50%. It will occur on the 7th day of the moon. On the heathen's day, it will be on the 14th day of March at 12:27 p.m. Okay? So, on the heathen's calendar, it will fall on in Shalum. Yes, according to Enoch's calculation formula, I did not expect to see any barley to be right. So again, we can see the benefit on why it's so important to follow the circuits of the heavens. For the heaven and the earth work together in hand. Okay? We must understand the Most High ways. We must understand his creations. And he has given his prophets to give us that understanding. But we have to seek him for his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Now, back to the day of 7 of the moon. This phase will occur on the sun's 12th month and 23rd day. Take this time now to pause your screen to get this information. So the first Shabbat for the 13th month will fall on day 8 of the moon. And for us, the sun, it will fall on day 24 of the sun in its 12th month. Okay? Now we're going to look at the second week of the moon. And when you click on the link, I do apologize. I'm still working on the calendar, but I'm just trying to give you the most important information. So in the second week of the moon, on day 14, we have a full moon. But also we have the sun enter into the first sign of Mazzaroth. Now the Gentiles call it Aries. Okay? Now, when the sun entered the first sign of Mazzaroth, that is the last day of the sun's 12th month. And when I counted, it gave me a total of 30 days for the 12th month of the sun that you see here on the screen. You can see it. And this occurrence occurred on March the 20th at 5:58 p.m. Israel Standard Time. So this phase shortly happens after sunset. Okay, this is why this phase will fall on the Heathen's Day on March the 20th at sundown to March the 21st. Far as the phase of the full moon, it'll fall on the Heathen's Day, March the 21st, and this phase will occur at 3:42 a.m. Take this time to pause your screen. So the actual first day of spring for the year of 2018 to 2019 on the Most High calendar, okay, it would start on day 15 of the moon. Now I'll say this again. The first day of spring will start on the 15th day of the moon because the sun is in this first month and first day. All right? Remember, we're dealing with whole calendar days when we deal with the Most High calendar. Okay, it's a big difference from looking at it. All right. Now, on the Heathen's Day, it occurred on March the 21st to March the 22nd. That is the official first day of spring. Now, we're looking at the Book of Jubilees. It gave us an important criteria. It told us that those who observe, and in other words, observe or keep records, will notice that the moon will come in 10 days too soon. Okay? Now, your question you ask, what is this talking about 10 days too soon? It's looking at how early do the moon come in before the start of the sun year. So, this moon, the 13th moon, is 14. It occurred 14 days before the first day of the sun's first month. Okay? And because it's 14 days, so 14 is greater than 10 days. That's one of the greatest tiebreakers you can use to confirm when to add a 13th month. But also, you need to look at the other formula that Prophet Equinox gave us, which was the 358. Now, some try to use weather as a determining factor, such as like snow or whether it's warm. Well, you cannot do that because even in winter, there are days we have that is warm. Okay, even in the spring, there are days that we have snow in some areas. So we cannot use those things as the tiebreaker. Okay, we got to go back to his prophets. They gave us the tiebreakers, such as the formulas that was given to Enoch with the 358 and the sevenfold coast of the moon. Also with the Book of Jubilees, because it said it must occur 10 days too soon. 10 days. Okay. Now again, there's videos on the channel. Even in this calendar, there's videos for you to click on, video link to click on to show you how I was able to figure out when the 358 actually started. I had to go back and look at a lot of records and count and look at some things. Even I looked at Brother Howshua records, but there were some errors with the 358 that he had because it didn't come out to be 358. It varied some. So this is why I have what I have thus far. Okay. All right. So again, the 15th day of the moon is the first day of spring. The last day of winter is on the 14th day of the moon. All right. Now let's go to the third week of the moon. In the third week of the moon, we have the moon decreasing in light to 50%. It occurs on the 21st day of the moon and on the 7th day of the sun's first month. On the heathen's day, it occurs on March the 27th to March the 28th from sundown to sundown. Now, the actual date and time of this phase on the heathen calendar occur on March the 28th at 6:09 a.m. So this phase occurred before sundown of day 28 on the heathen's calendar. Okay, so this is why this phase fall on the 21st day of the moon. All right, so the second Sabbath in the month will fall on, the third Sabbath in the month will fall on day 22 of the moon and on day 8 of the sun's first month. And on the heathen's day, it will fall on March the 28th to March the 29th from sundown to sundown. Now looking at the fourth week of the moon, we have the last waning crescent to occur on day 28 of the moon. Far as the day of the sun, it will occur on day 14 of the sun's first month. As far as the heathen's date, it will occur on April the 3rd to April the 4th. Now this phase is seen in the late part of the night, when night is going into morning up to afternoon. No, not afternoon, up to noon. So this phase, this is when you'll be able to see this phase of the moon. Now, looking at the dark moon, this is when the moon has no light upon her. And as the prophet Enoch say, this is how we know it is the end of the month, because we cannot see her in the heavens anymore. And this phase can last up to between 1 to 2 days. Okay, this is why we cannot use this phase to determine when his month begin and end. Okay, but the dark moon occurs on the 29th day of the moon. Far as the day of the sun, it occurs on the 15th day of the sun. Far as the heathen's day, it occurs on April the 4th at sundown to April the 5th at sundown. Okay, now the actual timing of this phase will occur on the heathen's day on April the 5th at 11:50 a.m. And this is the fourth Sabbath in the Most High calendar. It again occurs on day 15 of the sun and day 29 of the moon. Now, when the sun entered into the first sign of Mazzaroth, that the Gentile called Aries, and I didn't have this part filled out, and I do apologize. What would happen is daylight would be about the same as night. In other words, you would have equal amount of daylight to night. However, as the Most High has said in his word and through his prophets, the daylight may be slightly more than night. For example, it could be 12 hours and 8 minutes, while night would be 11 hours and 52 minutes. Sorry about that. So you may have a slight variation, okay? But that is when the sun enters the first sign of Mazzaroth, equal amount a day to equal amount a night. But the reason why it may have a slight difference, hint, hint, Israelites, things are out of order. Things must be put in their proper place. So in the book of Enoch, when you read, it would be 9 parts of daylight and 9 parts of night. I hope I got that number right and make sure. I just want to make sure I give you the right number. I'm dealing with the parts. Let me check my source just to be on the safe side. Let me go down. That's right. Let me go down. I can pull it faster on here. Okay, here we go. Yep, that's right. Because in the 12th month, daylight was 8 parts and night was 10 parts. So now that things going to be equaling out soon, daylight shall be 9 parts, and night shall be 9 parts. Okay? So the heavens are resetting itself. Okay? For those who understand about the seasons. For when the sun enter into the house of Mazzaroth, it lets us know what season we are in. It lets us know when spring, summer, fall, and winter begin. In the Bible, it really just addressed it as summer and winter. Okay? You've studied the language of the Hebrew. But for the English tongue, we know it as spring, summer, fall, and winter. Okay? I'll go back up. Trying to think of anything else I need to tell you. So when the sun works with Mazzaroth, I just want to say this again, it gives us the seasons. So we need to learn, my brothers and sisters, the purpose of these 3 lights. Go back to the beginning where it all began. Ask Yahuwah to give you understanding of his calendar. Okay? Seek him, as the words say. If you seek, you shall find it. If you knock on the door, it shall be given unto you. If you knock on the door, it shall be open. And if you ask, it shall be given unto you. So when in doubt about anything, seek Yahuwah in the name of Yahushua HaMashyah. Seek him in all things. I'm a witness of this. When I didn't understand the calendar, when I had questions, I went to my father, and he had me start from the beginning when it all began. And he took me through his word, and he gave me the confirmation I needed from his prophets, also from Equinox, also from the work of Josephus, and from many other sources. Okay, so I hope this video helped you, my brothers and sisters, to know when a bid is going to start. For right now, we are in the 13th month. And come back next week to the video description box. To get access to the calendar is free. I do not charge. Because the Messiah paid the way for you, my brothers and sisters. The word is free. So I'm going to find a way to make things free for you. And you're welcome. You're welcome, my sister. All right, for those who have further questions, you can email me at followingthemessiah378@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment. Okay? All right, y'all have a good evening, and keep Sister Joy and her family in prayers. Pray for that the whole truth of the matter can be revealed. Pray that all evil and wickedness will be bind in the name of Yahushua HaMashyah, because it's time for righteousness to prevail and for the wickedness to cease and to be put to an end. Shalom. Oh, and please continue to preach the gospel that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Make sure the people receive salvation as written in Romans chapter 10, and baptize them in the name of Yahushua HaMashyah. For the Lamb set the example of the water baptism and the Holy Spirit baptism, and the carnal go in hand with the spiritual. For we have 3 witnesses in the earth, as well as 3 witnesses in the heavens. Shalom.